Welcome to an introduction of Obsessive Compulsive Personality Disorder, otherwise known as OCPD. Before we get started, here are some questions I asked some Branham students to find out just how much Branham students know about OCPD. My name is Ryan Sung, and let's get to it. So what is your name and grade?
I'm Haley Slosher and I'm in 9th grade.
My name is Simone Fong and I'm a senior.
I'm George. I'm in 11th grade.
I'm Avalon. I'm also in 11th grade.
I'm Jaden Madrigal. I'm a freshman.
Kaylee Lee, senior.
Okay, so I'm doing a little experiment today.
Yeah.
I have this box right here, right? I'm gonna just color it in, okay? Does that look good? You can be
No.
honest.
That was bad.
It's very bad.
I did not like that.
It's not filled in all the way, so I don't like it.
And if you had to attribute it to a disorder, what would you attribute it to?
OCD.
OCD.
You want me to say OCD?
OCD.
OCD.
Okay, thank you. That is actually wrong.
Okay.
A big misconception is that OCD creates it's like when you want to be a perfectionist. That's actually OCPD, which is Obsessive Compulsive Personality Disorder. OCD is more worrying. OCPD is perfectionism. For this case, coloring in the lines would be OCPD. Fun fact. Hey guys, I'm Ryan and I'm here to tell you more about OCPD, otherwise known as Obsessive Compulsive Personality Disorder. So symptoms for OCPD usually start showing up around your teen years to early 20s, whereas OCD usually starts around your childhood years. It can arise from anxiety, which you might have experienced from having a negligent or authoritarian form of parenting, and can be heritable due to symptoms being influenced by genetics. Based on the world that we have seen, the amount of people that have OCPD is around 3 to 8%. It's actually less common in Asian and Hispanic populations, but more common in those with only a high school education or less. Symptoms for OCPD that may occur are orderliness, the feeling of being controlling or perfectionist, believing their thoughts are correct, being a high achiever, a lack of flexibility over things like your calendar or just hanging out with people, an overdevotion to work, hoarding, and unaffectionate to others. Complications that this may cause are things like anxiety, depression, and trouble moving forward career-wise. It can also lead to eating disorders, relationship difficulties, and anger issues. Based on current research, which would be in the recently published DSM-5, there's an official new set of criteria for clinical practice and new alternative sets of criteria for research purposes, as OCPD is prevalent in the general population, which is more common in older and less educated individuals, as we said before. Findings on sex distribution, which means male and female, are of course inconsistent with OCPD. It has been shown that males and females do not have different rates of having OCPD, so they are quite equal, therefore they're inconsistent. As for causes of OCPD, current research suggests that most empirical evidence provides support for disturbed attachment as well as the heritability of OCPD. Nature and nurture both have an effect on your inheriting of OCPD. Although OCPD is relatively novel in that there's not too much that's known about it due to its relatively low prevalence in the world, there are still some treatments that have been suggested and have been proven to work due to evidence. One helpful mode of treatment, the medicinal way, is SSRIs, or selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. These will help a person reduce their fixation on rules and order and some other symptoms that can be associated with OCPD. Essentially, they increase serotonin levels in brain and can have positive effects on mood and emotions affected by OCPD. The other two methods of therapy are counseling therapies, the first and most popular being cognitive behavioral therapy and the other being psychodynamic therapy. The first, cognitive behavioral, helps a person with OCPD recognize the rigidity and abnormality of their behaviors and get them to change their thought process into a more open, affectionate, and less controlling one to influence their behavior. The psychodynamic therapy essentially gets a patient and therapist to work together to understand the motivations that may have been unconscious and to remove causes of those disturbances to alleviate disruptive behavior. And there are a bunch more ways to promote a resilient attitude against OCPD, like hanging out with friends and family to become more social and nice. Meditation and exercise are also great ways to reset and relax. And community service is a great way to distract yourself and have a more open, loving attitude. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you learned a little something about OCPD today.